Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and we've got a great show for you today. We are in what could be called the sunniest town in America. Well, it's also called maybe the dry capital of America. We are in Westerville, and of course they called it that because since Prohibition, nobody had any whiskey, beer, or wine here for that long. For 70 years, until 9 years ago, a place down the street here, a pizza place said, hey, we need a beer around here, and they started serving beer and liquor. They even have a brewery here we're going to visit today. And what's cool about Westerville, not only being the home of Otterbein University, is that you can park your car here on the street and walk to all the little locations we're going to visit today. And we're going to kick things off in this lovely town, a town that has been called in recent years the loveliest suburb in America and one of the best places to live in America. We're going to start at a place called the Uptown Deli and Temperance Brewery. That's right, it's no longer dry, so let's get the party started. Well, we have to start with the best place in town. I think it's the best place in town because it's a place, what, they didn't have booze here for how long?
We didn't have booze here until 2005.
2005, so it's like 70 years without booze or something like that.
Well, before Prohibition. We haven't had here, it hasn't had, after Prohibition, we didn't have beer until 2000. We haven't had here alcohol in Westerville for hundreds of years.
See, it sounds confusing, but now they have it. Here we are at the Uptown Deli, which I saw, you have a beautiful deli cabinet up there.
Thank you very much.
It's almost like a European style.
Yeah, it's a little mix of a European deli and a New York style deli, so it's a mix of both sides. Deli's up front and the brewery's in the back.
That's why it's Uptown Deli and Brew. How about that? And this is the first brewery in this area, right?
This is the first legal brewery in Westerville ever.
Temperance Brewing Company. And we got a picture up here downtown Westerville, which is really incredible.
Yeah, it's actually a Temperance Row Brewing Company, which we named after the people that started the Prohibition movement, bought property and it's on Otterbein's campus. So the people that lived there, that became known as Temperance Row Historical District, is actually what it is. So we took our name after them.
I see some photographs. It looks like my picture could almost fit in with those guys.
Well, my joke is it's my family album. So, yeah. Those are all from the 20s. Those are all real mugshots. And then the picture above is the mural of Westerville actually standing in front of this spot looking south, and that's taken 1895.
Let's get down to business. Check this out, folks. This is unbelievable. This is where the Temperance Brewing Company is. It's right behind here. And how much beer do you make in here?
Yeah, so this is a Temperance Row Brewing Company. We have a 10-barrel system here. So when we brew 20 kegs to give most people an idea of the volume that we do. Right now, each one of those tanks back there holds 20 kegs. So we have 80 kegs worth of beer fermenting. We have another 80 kegs of beer that we serve out of. So our production varies anywhere from 4 beers all the way to 12 different beers that we do at any time.
I love this cool story here because this is curd cheese, but this has something to do with the beer making.
Absolutely. This is cheese curds, and we use it from a local dairy farm, our Blue Jacket Dairy Farms. What we do is when we brew beer, we have about 2,000 pounds of spent grain left over. We take that grain, we give it to Blue Jacket Dairy Farmers. They feed the cattle make milk. He makes cheese curds from the milk. We buy the curds back, bread them, and deep fry them.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
There we go. It's the whole circle of life in a brewery.
I love it. Okay, we're talking about flavors of beer. I always like to say flavors. We've got 4 or 5 beers here, 6 beers. Which one do you start with?
This is the whole spectrum. So you can kind of start here at the end. This is our Pilsner. It's the lighter end of the spectrum, a lighter beer. And as you work your way up, this is our Scottish, which is our biggest seller. We have our IPA, which is a little bit more for the hopheads. And we're getting to here our porter.
Hopheads?
Hopheads. Guys that like a little more pucker to their beer. And over here we have our Christmas ale. This is, we put this on actually just 2 days ago. And it's very, very popular. It's really spiced subtly. It's not like licking a Christmas tree. It's a real drinkable, real Christmas ale.
When you said hopheads, it reminds me, that goes back to Prohibition. That's what they used to call people who drink beer.
Well, right now it's turning to people that really like really strong, really hoppy IPAs.
There you go. So check this out, everybody. Here's some food over here. We're talking about a deli that's got that European feel about it. Some great sandwiches. Let's start with this baby right here.
That one's our Forget About It. So
Forget About It.
There you go. So we have prosciutto, arugula, and we have the key element, which is the fig jam that we put in there with a little bit of goat cheese. That's where we get our name.
A little bit of toasted action.
Over here we have our Paisano, which is our our Italian sub, essentially. It's locally baked bread from Audino's Bakery here in Columbus. They've been around for generations. Great people. And over there in the left corner, we have our chive turkey. So that one has a chive cream cheese, a roasted red pepper spread, arugula, turkey, and cucumbers.
And look at this baby here. So if you come down here, drive down, like you're only 2 hours from Cleveland, so it's easy to come down here.
Absolutely.
If you love the beer, you got a favorite beer, what do you do with this?
That's a growler. That's 4 pints. You can fill that up, take it home, and it'll last for about a week in the fridge until you open it.
Yeah.
After you open it, They say it lasts a day, but I never found out.
Never lasts a day. So here we are in Westerville. Like I said, a couple hours from Cleveland. I came in here around noon to check the place out. You couldn't get in here. I mean, this is a little town, and the place was jammed.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of growth here in Uptown in the last 3 or 4 years, and I think a sunny day like this, we all realize they're kind of numbered. So we're having a lot of people coming out today.
Yeah, it's a great place. We're just sort of like getting into it right now, and we've had a great start. And now we're going to go do a little shopping. There's a boutique across the street. Somebody said I should go see.
Yeah, Pure Roots.
Pure Roots.
Pure Roots. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm looking at all this stuff. There's beautiful paintings all over the place, all different kinds of art. But I was taken by this. Is this copper jewelry?
Yes, it's vintage. She uses vintage pieces and parts to make this amazing jewelry that she does a great job.
So it says Columbus, Ohio here. So that's not the address of where we are because we're in Westerville.
Yep.
But she's from Columbus.
Right. Yep. Yeah, and she uses different stones, and she has a wonderful price point. People love her.
So is that sort of the idea here, that you get stuff from local artists or people who are nearby?
Yep, everything's handmade from a local artisan.
Okay, so let's look around a little bit here because it is a great looking store. Hey, I saw guitars in the window when I came in.
Yeah.
And then I saw guitars and drums back there. Is there also a music store here?
Yep, there's a music store, and they teach lessons: guitar, drums, mandolin, banjo.
Yeah, so it's sort of cool. You hear music in here. There's great music coming out of the ceiling. There's great music everywhere. So it's a pretty cool vibe.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on over here?
This is Daisy Mae Designs, and she does all map jewelry. Map bottle openers.
Map? You mean like maps, like places you go?
Yeah. So Cleveland, Westerville, Columbus.
Oh, here's Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. You picked up the wrong one.
I know. That's the home of the Bengals. Although the Bengals are the best football team in the planet, it seems lately, right?
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, she does her basics, but then she can do Italy. She can, Europe. Anything.
I'm crazy about textiles all the time. I saw these scarves. These are sort of interesting the way they're woven together, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Those are saris from India. Her husband is
really?
from India. Yeah. So when he brings back fabric when he visits, and then she makes different things from them.
I was looking at the prices here. Like, this is a beautiful piece. This is like $40. I saw things here for $5.
Yep.
It seems to me when you come in here and you only have $5 in your pocket, you might leave with something that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can. That's what I love about it, is anybody can afford something in here.
I love it. So do you get a lot of students from the university to come in?
Yes.
I mean, this would be a great place for like Christmas presents, birthday presents.
Yeah, and we have some of
romantic
the students.
presents.
We have students that are artists as well. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is sort of like one of those like dream catcher kind of things.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
I like that. And you know what? The hardest thing in the world is to buy a unique gift card.
Yeah, she hand makes every single one of those. They're all pretty unique in their own way.
I find this really odd to be in Westerville. Are these beer caps? Because wasn't this the dry capital
Yes,
of the world?
Yes, it was. Yep. It was the start of the Prohibition, yes.
So a real beer cap in this town would be a valuable item if it came from longer than 10 years ago. It's
I even
fantastic.
have an artist that makes jewelry out of beer caps. So
you've got something for everybody here.
That's right.
It's really a great store, Nicole. It's really nice meeting you.
Thank you. You too.
I've had a terrific time here. And somebody told me there's a place in town with tea and spices.
Yes. Blue Turtle Tea Room, or Uptown on Main is another name for that.
Got it. Well, I found it just about a half a block from the main street up there. It's called Uptown on Main, the Blue Turtle Tea and Spice Company. So easy to find. It's sort of exciting to find. Let's go talk to Elaine. Well, Elaine, I found you. It wasn't difficult to find you.
Great. I'm glad you did.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Such a cozy place. I like the porch out there. If you want to sit on the porch on the rockers, you can have some tea.
And also in the garden.
And the garden.
When the weather cooperates, the garden's great for a cup of tea.
This is a great little town, this Westerville. How did you find this town?
I moved here to Worthington about 29 years ago, and then I moved a year later to Westerville. I liked the uptown atmosphere.
Yeah, it is really cool. I mean, everything is sort of like yesteryear, but it's today. And so I see all the different teas you have, and also I like you said tea and spices, right? So I like to cook a little bit, so that's cool. So I wanted to look at some things, and I saw here, who are these little guys that are hanging out on the jug here, the big cup?
I call them the manly infuser.
It sounds right. Oh, you pulled his pants off. Look at that.
Fill up his pants with tea, and then loose tea, of course.
Well, loose tea in a man's pants.
And
What's
then
going to
you
happen
put it,
now?
you put it in hot water.
So, and they usually are in hot water, right? So there's a bunch of jokes going on there, huh?
That's right.
I like this guy. Let me take this guy back from you. And tell me about what's going on with these flowers here.
These make a great gift, like for housewarmings, or if you want to introduce somebody to loose teas. Each flower has enough loose tea for a couple of cups of tea, and there's a different variety of tea in each one.
So you take that over to somebody's house like a little gift, you hand it to them, and you hang out and have some tea.
Right.
Well, that's a different story than the tea in the man's pants.
That's right.
that's a little different. I saw this when I walked in right away, and this is the wildest looking stuff. What is this?
These are flowering tea bulbs. They are hand-stitched tea leaves. It's done by artisans, and the skill is passed down through the generations. And they stitch the leaves together and tuck in flowers and herbs, and then you put it in hot water, and in about 5 minutes they open up.
It blossoms
into a flower. A lot of times there's like an arch on it. Real pretty, and they're fun.
Well, that is great.
And you can drink out of it for a couple of cups because there's so many tea leaves.
I saw this over here, and I was going to ask you, is tea medicinal? That's what I was going to say. And here
Yes.
we have here it's cold care.
Yes, that is an herbal organic blend, and it's technically not tea. Anything that we infuse in hot water we tend to call tea.
Right.
But the only true tea is from the Camellia sinensis plant, black, green, and white teas, and a few others, oolongs and things. So this is an herbal organic, and it helps with the congestion when you have a cold. And people come back and get it again and again, so I know it really works. And I've put together the tea gift set there that has
This one?
Yes, and that's the Teetotaler gift set.
Oh, what's that about? Teetotaler? This is the capital of the dry world or something,
That's right, home of prohibition. We couldn't get alcohol until about 10 years ago in a few blocks.
Tea must have been big then.
So this is the Teetotaler gift set, and in it I have the English Manor House tea, which are friends of mine who have a business where they put on afternoon teas in my garden and things like that. And that's their picture. And in it is their blend of black tea, and then my blend of Kyoto cherry. And that is the reason I took over the business, because I love the Kyoto cherry tea so much.
So that's a must.
And then there's an infuser and sugar cubes in there. So it makes a nice gift for people from Westerville, or a souvenir type gift.
I know before I leave I'm going to try some tea. Which one's in here? Is this
That
it?
is the Kyoto.
Okay, I'm just going to go for it now. I thought maybe a little bit later, because I wanted to show how you do that. Okay. Oh, this is it. This is the magic potion
It
that put you
is.
in the blue turtle here, huh?
Yes.
Let's try that.
That's the reason I took it over.
It's delicious.
And I sample every Saturday.
I'm taking over the place. Look out. That's how it rolls.
It is a special
How many
blend.
different kinds of tea do you think you have?
I have over 80 different kinds of loose tea. And loose tea really is better. When I met the girl who started Blue Turtle, I tried English breakfast tea bag against the loose tea, and it really is better, and it's worth the little bit more it costs. It's great.
We're having so much fun with tea. I want everybody to know at home that you have a lot of different ways to brew it. You have those things for sale also, but also your spice collection is great. You've got 2 or 3 kinds of cinnamon. I mean, just to show you how many different kinds of each spice. You think you know what a spice is, but Elaine can help you out here and tell you exactly what each one is and what they're for.
Right.
I like that grilling rub too.
Oh, the grilling and roasting herbs are fantastic. You just sprinkle a little bit on it, and it tastes like you've cooked all day, and you haven't.
My next guest is going to be worried about me because I'm going to spend all my money in here on the tea and spices.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I'm going to try to save a little bit more because we're headed to the boutique next.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes.
Thank you. I love your
Sure.
place.
Thank you.
Edwin Loy Home is a combination of artisan hand-painted furniture, accessories for the home. We do custom work. We have chalk paint by Annie Sloan. We retail the paint, and then we give workshops. So we teach people how to use the paint as well. So it's a home accessory store. It's not just a specific item in here. So you can find candles, lotion, clothing. We carry cut-loose clothing as well. So it's a combination of many items for your home. It's a lifestyle. Chalk paint is a decorative paint, so it's a versatile paint that can be used on many different surfaces. So for instance, we took this old vintage mahogany dresser and we cleaned it really well, and then we had to put down a layer of clear shellac due to the stain that's in mahogany, and then we've painted it with the chalk paint. We used old ochre. So what we'll do is it'll just take a little bit more paint, we'll water it down on our second coat, and then we'll finish it with our wax, and we'll add a little distressing using sandpaper, and then we'll come back over with the dark wax just to age it up a little bit. So it's really simple and easy to use. It doesn't require a lot of steps. Basically just simply cleaning and then finishing with the wax after you paint it. We take on custom painting jobs, so we ask that clients just send us information via email, photos, dimensions, and then we hand paint all the furniture ourselves, so we can take custom work and create a look that a customer might be wanting that they can't accomplish themselves. We carry a lot of home accessories rather than just what you see. You kind of have to dig a little bit deeper to find everything in here, so we do lotions, we have soaps, we have candles from a different couple of lines. So we have more than just kind of what you can see. You kind of have to dig a little bit deeper. So we do carry a lot of antique and vintage finds as well. So kind of one of unique made items. And then we do hand draw and do some custom signs as well. So you'll find handcrafted items too. So it's really unique in that aspect. We carry cut loose clothing, which is a very relaxed clothing. It doesn't hug to your body, which is very nice, and it flatters a lot of different age groups. So it's all hand cut and hand sewn in the USA, which is really nice. So you can find a lot of unique clothing where you can layer. You can then take a top and layer with a jacket over top of it, which is really nice. So the colors are really great. They're very fun and flattering, and you can pair it with other scarves that we carry too. So we carry a lot of unique different lines. This one is bamboo, which is organic, so it's really nice and easy to wear. When you come in our shop, almost always it's different. We're moving things around, keeping it interesting and unique and changing so that it's not the same shop when you walk in. So we try to always add inventory, paint new items for the floor weekly, so you can always catch us painting in the studio over there, and encouraging everyone to come back to see what we have that's new. I opened Edwin Loy Home because I've always wanted to own my own store and be an entrepreneur, so it was kind of a passion of mine. I never knew what it would be, but with my art background and the job I was in before I opened my shop, it was kind of like I was missing that. So I chose to open the store for the love of what I do. So it's been a great 3 years and really exciting.
Edwin Loy Home is located on State Street across from Uptown Deli and Brew. Coming up, you've seen his work in Sports Illustrated and the Massillon Tiger Hall of Fame. We're heading into the studio of a famed Westerville artist. Westerville is a lot of fun, especially right now. I've got my brand new friend here, David Myers. How are you?
Good.
New Day Cleveland's here in his studio and gallery, and this is one of those places where you've done most of the art we're seeing in the gallery here.
That's correct. And there's work here that is it's all acrylic on canvas.
So this is the Eye of the Tiger here.
Yes.
So I see Eye of the Tiger over there, and I come across over here and I see something that's so totally different. What do you call this?
Well, this is the heart of Uptown, and this is actually the building we're in right now.
Which is a beautiful building. I really get a big kick out of the variety of things you have here. And when I was reading about you, you're talking about you've done stuff with the Blue Angels, you've done stuff with sports organizations. It seems like you have such a very distinction of work here.
Yeah, well, I've lived in Chicago, California, and back to Ohio, and so I generally paint where I'm at.
Well, let's go in here. Well, this will be the next place we're at. And I want to show folks, I think, is this Wrigley Field here?
Yeah, that's Wrigley Field, and that's actually from a photograph from 1985 that I took when I was on the field for camera day. And a few years later, did a painting of it that also hung in the Tribune Tower in Chicago for a number of years.
That was another great piece of information. David's work hangs in a whole bunch of places. He's got satellite studios all over the country. And I noticed, oh, here's the Blue Angels one. Now this is really something.
Yeah, the Blue Angels was, that was for the 50th anniversary in 19 96, and that traveled around the country with the Blue Angels for different air shows. And we also do a limited edition print of that piece.
Yeah, you know, that's another thing. I saw a bunch of your originals here, whether they be acrylic or pastels or whatever, but you also have prints available.
Yes. Yeah, and they're archival, acid-free. You can also get them online. Also have note cards of different pieces.
What's going on this table here? Is this some of your work or somebody else's?
This is actually an artist that I work with. I work one-on-one
Looks like
with
Van
artists.
Gogh.
It is Van Gogh. This is actually a piece by Alfreda that is a senior at Parkside Village that she worked from Van Gogh's piece. And now I have an artist, Lena, that's going to come in and work from Alfreda's.
That's great. So you not only make art, produce art, but sell art, but you have students and other artists represented also.
Right. I work with artists ages 4 up until their 90s.
And let's get something straight here. He's selling this stuff here, so it's not a museum. You aren't coming in here just to look, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
so there's some great things and some great prices too. And I don't know if we could slip down this hallway. This might be a little more difficult to see, but this is one of the rooms here that I really think is spectacular. And how would you describe this work, and what is this?
Well, this is the Massillon Tiger Hall of Champions, which these are reproductions of 29 paintings that permanently hang in Washington High School in Massillon of guys from Paul Brown and Chris Spielman.
That is terrific. And this looks like Archie Griffin over here, huh?
Yeah, this is a print of Archie's career from high school, college, and pro.
I have a friend that went to this university.
Yeah, that's Miami University in Oxford. And that's from 35 different photographs. Most of them were 35 years ago. And that's licensed by Miami.
And this is called Uncle Bill. Is that your Uncle Bill?
That is Uncle Bill, and he was a big inspiration, and still is actually. He was a basketball coach, an athletic director, and he was just a great teacher of people.
I love that. I love that. And here's one I really like a lot. We'll end on this one. There he is, Charlie Hustle, right?
That's right.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose.
Should he be in the Hall of Fame?
Based on his baseball ability, sure.
I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. This is terrific. David Myers, I love your gallery. I love your studio. Folks, when you come down here, you can get stuff framed, you can buy stuff, you get a good conversation out of it. And while we're talking about Hall of Famer kind of stuff, across the street, when we come back after the break, we're talking about Hall of Fame donuts. A donut as big as your head when we come back.
That's great.
Here is something sweet. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland, our trip to Westerville. And you can't come to Westerville without seeing Jeff here at Schneider's Bakery. You guys been around, what, 60-some years?
Since 1954.
1954. I saw people coming in here out there. You got your regular customers come in every day?
Every day. I've been here 42 years. And a lot of them still coming in. Were coming in when I was a kid.
Well, one of the reasons we came in here is because I heard that Schneider's was voted one of Columbus's best bakery. And it's not even in Columbus, so I mean, right. Really stretching out a little bit. So what do you got going on here? It looks like some kind of pinwheel thing.
This is a Danish that I do. It's these are called snells, but then I switch them up a little bit, and I put an orange coconut topping on them, and then we call them orange coconut Danish.
So this is the coconut over here,
yeah,
huh?
we put it, then we glaze them and put them out front, and they're pretty popular.
Yeah, I saw something out front that I couldn't even fathom. It looked like a donut like the size of a man's head.
Yeah, we call them celebration donuts. They've gotten really popular in the last few years. Of course, I put a pretty girl on the advertisement. That helps. But,
That always helps.
yeah, but I used to do a couple a year. I'm doing 20 a week now, so they've gotten really popular.
My wife is crazy. Is it for these things right here? I think, is that a Russian tea biscuit?
That is, some people call them Russian tea cakes. Some people we call them Hungarian strudel. So they've got a whole bunch of different names, but Russian tea cakes is one of the popular names.
If she was in here right now, you'd have to watch her closely, because even though those aren't baked, she'd be trying to have one of those. So we're interrupting your day a little bit, but
That's all right.
I know a lot of bakers start like in the middle of the night, but you start sort of in the middle of the day, don't you?
Well, we've gotten so busy over the years. I used to be strictly a night baker, but I've hired more help now, and I'm the day baker now, and I let them guys work at night.
That's unbelievable.
But yeah, they start at 7 o'clock every day, And we make everything from scratch here. We don't freeze a whole lot of stuff.
So who taught you how to do this?
I was self-taught pretty much.
Yeah. So what is this?
This is red raspberry jelly. It's the main filling of the Hungarian strudel. You put this on there, then you spread a little bit of pecans and raisins in the middle of it and fold it up.
So you make all the dough and everything?
Yeah.
Huh?
This is the dough. You make it up and you stick it in the fridge because it's so tender. It has to be cold to be able to roll
So
it.
it firms up so it doesn't break.
Because when I roll it up, it'll fall to pieces if it wasn't cold.
How about the breads? How many different kinds of breads do you make?
I make 4 main bread. I make white bread, whole wheat bread, rye bread. And then of course I make buns that are all sweet buns.
Yeah.
They're really popular because they're a little sweeter than normal.
Yeah.
And there's no preservatives in any of my stuff. So people like the fact that there's no preservatives.
Yeah.
Of course it doesn't stay, keep real long, but it tastes pretty good.
So we saw the great stuff out there. You got the Lady Locks out there. You got the giant donuts, which I think are unique to you. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Well, I haven't seen them around the city, no.
No. Hey, so I want to ask you. This is a bit. I've been thinking about this. This is a bit what's called the dry capital of the world.
Right.
So nobody was drinking around here. No beer, no whiskey.
About
no
10 years ago, we passed. We got rid of the dry status.
Yeah.
And now we have I think 6 bars uptown now.
So did you ever have any liquor or any kind of booze in any of your bakery?
No. I make fruitcakes at Christmas time. I put a little rum in it.
So did you have to sneak the rum into the fruitcakes in the old days?
Exactly.
That's what I was wondering. That's really cool. Hey, I really love visiting you. I love your bakery.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Schneider's. You got to check it out. What's really cool is anywhere you go in town, you can see across the street and find another great place to go. As a matter of fact, we're going to go across the street, check out a place that's, it's a beautiful little boutique.
Abbey Rose Boutique is an eclectic blend of vintage, antique, new home decor plus fashion. The clothing's got a very soft, romantic kind of feel, which is really the theme of the shop. This is an example of some of the clothing that we carry, very monochromatic, neutral palette, very forgiving styles. The layers work well with ladies, give them coverage where they want it. This is one of the longer pieces that you would typically wear with probably a skinny jean or a legging. We also carry a lot of fashion accessories. Scarves are really good sellers for us. They act really like pieces of jewelry for some ladies that aren't necessarily interested in wearing, an actual piece. You can really dress up an outfit with those. But we also have a lot of jewelry, various styles, well priced. Most of the jewelry here in the shop is under $30. Well, my husband always said it was a better idea to let me own a shop than to shop. So that's how it began. I had collections. I was interested in a lot of different trinkets, perfumes, old purses, mirrors, little lamps, and it kind of became a collection that outgrew the space I had. So I started as a dealer in another shop here in town, locally in Westerville, and it grew from that. We like to show people what they can do with items in their home, how to go about setting a room, where to start, how to display things, what works together, what doesn't, and the peaceful kind of soft feel of the shop. We want them to be relaxed and really enjoy their visit, and ultimately make it impossible for them to walk out of here without buying something. A lot of our accessories are by local artists. This is Tracy Barnes. She has a degree in textiles, and these are all hand-fashioned shades that she's done for us that we've suspended like chandeliers. We do painted furniture in chalk paint, a vintage drop leaf table and chairs, but we also have larger pieces like chest of drawers, china cabinets, really everything and anything that you could want. And we like to do the vintage pieces, which this is a 1930s piece in chalk paint. I am a visual person, so being able to work and build displays, that's really the thing that I guess I like as much as anything. In a day where people are online, selling online, and storefronts are going by the wayside, I like having the storefront. the constant change and the interaction with my customers.
And don't forget, Abbey Rose's inventory changes all the time, so always fresh stuff. And speaking of fresh, over here at Schneider's Bakery, you know, they close at regular hours like every other bakery, but because of the Otterbein students at the university here, they reopen at 1 o'clock in the morning and kids line up all night for hot donuts. Pretty cool stuff. More New Day Cleveland coming up after the break. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. We are in Westerville, a very cool place, and we're at the Good Vibes Winery with Tony. And Tony, you jumped in here at the right time because, what, 9 years ago, this was a dry town.
Exactly, yeah. Westerville, home of Prohibition.
Yeah.
It's dry capital of the
It's
world.
not dry anymore, is it?
No, it is not.
Hey, this is really a cool spot, folks. It's a winery, and Tony and his wife Kathy, they make all the wine here, which is really cool. You bottle it in the back.
That's correct.
Which is wow. So I don't see any vineyards around here. So
No.
so how do you do it?
No, so we get in juice from vineyards, grapes grown all over the world. We
All
have
over the world.
California, Australia, Washington State, Italy. Through a broker, I get the juice in and we ferment and make the wine here.
Because winemakers always talk about you can't make the wine any better than what the juice is, the good quality juice.
correct.
So you're bringing the good quality juice in here. You figure out what you want to make, and then how many different kinds do you make?
We have about 30 different wines that we have on the shelf at any one time. Anything from dry reds, whites, grape varietals to sweet fruit wines.
So Chardonnays, Merlots, back and forth, Cabernet
Yes.
Sauvignon, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly.
And I saw a map when I came in the place, Good Vibes Winery, that has the whole country out there, and I saw little strings to it and a bottle of wine here. So what's that all about?
So we had a customer that posted one of our wine bottles in a unique place out in Phoenix on our Facebook page. So we thought, well, let's do something like the traveling elf, and we did a traveling wine bottle, and so therefore our customers have been posting bottles all over the country and even in Canada.
I think it's really cool because your juice comes from all over the world, and then we have pictures of your wine all over the country.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. So here's some of the wine here. What do we have in this glass?
That's going to be an oak Chardonnay. That's called Superstition. We named all of our wines after songs.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's from California, Sonoma Valley.
You know, you were talking about the music. I noticed too, we were talking about the map on the wall. You have a whole bunch of 45 records. Some people don't even know what 45 RPM records are. The ones with the big hole.
Yeah, we might have missed a major demographic with that, with the kids and stuff. But yeah, we use it in our wine labels and all that. Because as I mentioned, our wines we named, since I have 30 different wines and you want to name your wine fanciful names, we used old wine name or song names.
Okay, so this one is Let It Be.
Correct.
That's
what this wine
that
is.
would be
here.
the Beatles, is that right?
That is correct.
Oh,
That is
good. I got
correct.
one right. Good vibrations over there.
Yeah.
So when you come in here, you get to hear the songs that go with the wine sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We play them in a playlist in the back, and
I totally dig
people
that.
Enjoy that.
And then I see a nice small plate here. So when people come in to try your different cheeses, what do you offer like that?
Yeah,
for
we
little
have.
treats?
We don't have ovens and things like that. So
You're not
we
a
have-
chef. You're a
No,
winemaker.
Exactly. So we have 3 or 4 different small plates that we offer that have cheeses from actually from Amish country and things like that.
So I saw there's a couple of beautiful rooms in here. You got wine. Wine is a beautiful display. So do people have like theme parties and kind of stuff here
We
too?
do. We offer the winery to rent out for different events, showers, business parties, things like that. Yeah, they seem to have a good time. We also have music in here. Most Friday nights we have live
I
music.
bet you do. It seems like music is part of your MO, right?
Oh, definitely.
You know, it's a great building too. It's a great old building. It's sort of right on the corner. So, I mean, this is a real historic strip here, isn't it?
It is. It is. This building was built in the 1860s. It's the oldest commercial building in Uptown Westerville. We tried to keep the ambiance in here like it was back then.
Good vibes, good vibrations.
Exactly.
So when you come in, you say hello to Tony, say hello to Kathy, pick out a wine. There's wine all over the place. I saw some beautiful the sweet wine, ice wines, huh?
Yes, yeah, we have 3 or 4 different dessert wines that we make. One's an ice wine. We have a couple different ports.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
It's all cool here.
It's good
I
vibes.
like this Westerville town. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go somewhere else right now, and I think it's well, let's say we're going to the dogs. I don't hear any barking, but I heard about dogs captivating canines, and here's Ron. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. I almost didn't get in your store because I was standing on the sidewalk so long looking in that window. That's one of the most fascinating windows I've seen relative to pets.
That's my wife's handiwork.
Yeah.
And it changes with every season, too.
Yeah, it's like a little world in there. You walk around a little bit.
Yes, it is.
Hey, so Ron, I'm wondering here a little bit. It says Captivating Canine, so I'm thinking it's a place you go to buy something for your dog. But when I look around, it's more about like buying something for me because I have a dog.
That's our main focus.
It is, huh?
We have gifts for people to do with their dog. Just about every dog breed is represented here. Some big stuff as you see, or some magnets for just for your car.
That's the wildest cheerleader I ever saw in my life. Hey, so I heard people come here from all over the world to look at your stuff.
I've had people from Russia here last year. A lady from Russia had never seen so many different breeds, and she had bull terriers, so she bought everything to do with a bull terrier.
Look at this. So when the Christmas season comes around, you got a tree topper here.
I got a tree topper for your dog. Yes, I do.
What do you got? You got anything for Portuguese water dogs?
I can get it. I don't have much in stock. I have a few things for Porties in stock.
How about Havanese?
I have Havanese. I have lots of stuff for.
German Shepherds?
German Shepherds, tons of stuff for.
Who's this lady back here?
This is my wife, Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl, how are you doing? You know, it's really. Yeah, when we came in here, Ron and Cheryl told us, they said, "Oh, we're on TV all the time," and I can see why, because you got some of the coolest stuff ever. This stuff over here. What's going on over here with this stuff?
These are door toppers. Now they'll sit on top of your door frame, your trim, your window, whatever. Many different breeds there, different colors. Some breeds come in 2 or 3 different colors, so we do all those also. And they're made right in Dayton, Ohio.
That's great. And this is in case your dog drives a car. He needs a keychain, right? Or she needs a keychain?
If your dog drives a car, needs a chain, or if your dog has pierced ears, we have earrings.
So I see there's certainly a sense of humor going in here at Captivating Canines. I love it. Look at this little stuff here you can put on your case, on your library shelf. That is terrific.
All kinds of different stuff. Like I said, there's over 200 different breeds of dogs, and we have something here for everybody.
How about, can a cat sneak in here and find something?
I have some cat items right here.
Oh, here's the cat. Let's just go now for the kitty cats.
This is the cat section.
Oh, there you go.
I have to keep it separated because dogs and cats do fight.
I love it.
But there are magnets for your car. There's notepads that go on your refrigerator with magnets on them.
Yeah.
Night lights.
That's awesome. You know, I saw that you have dog food and stuff too for them, but then you've got doggy fashions. How about that?
Oh, absolutely.
This one, you know what? I need this at home for our dog Cassie. She's taken to coming into our room now, and she is the bed hog.
There you go. There you go. Or if you ever watch The Big Bang Theory, we have Soft Kitty, Tasty Kitty.
That is unbelievable. That is great. And here, over here we got the cute little collars and such.
There we have collars and leashes, different styles, many different colors.
Look at that.
There's poop bags if you feel it necessary.
My wife told me to buy some. Maybe I'll get some from the Captivating Canines. Are your poop bags special? Different than other people's?
Very special. These are biodegradable.
Oh, that's great. So you got to get them home in a hurry.
Well, yeah. don't want to waste a lot of time with it.
How many dogs have you owned over the years?
Well, I've really only had 4. I'm allergic to dogs.
That's interesting. You are a character, man.
I'm allergic to dogs. I have 3 Chihuahuas. Those are my 3 girls right there.
Oh, they're right there. They pictures on the wall. I love that.
Yep.
Hey, Captivating Canines, right? I love it.
Well, we welcome everybody to our store. You can also shop online, captivating-canines.com.
Boy, we're giving him a shot.
There you go.
You got it, man. Hey, coming up after a break, we're going to check out some treasure. How about that? Morgan's Treasures. That's right down the street.
Right across the road.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. I thought we'd end the show with something that is really cool, a gem, if I may say. It's called Morgan's Treasure. And here's Bill Morgan. And this is something that you got involved in doing this. Like, you didn't grow up to be a jeweler, did you?
No, I got started about 35 years ago, and I started by working in my basement. I did that for a long time.
So did you find these in the basement?
No. No, these come from Australia, actually, and these are Boulder opals. This one in particular is a black opal, which is a very nice piece. So we have a lot of loose gemstones, not just opals, but also faceted gemstones.
You know
that
what?
we use in our custom pieces.
When I came up to the place, your building is sort of like the gemstone of,
It is
of the town.
It's a
isn't
nice
it?
building. We have the nicest building, we think, and the oldest building in Uptown Westerville.
Yes, right on the corner, and
Yeah.
it's just fascinating when you come in. I like the way your store's set up too. There's not stuff cluttered all over the place.
Yeah,
It's
nice
spread
and
out, so
clean.
yeah, you can find the beautiful stuff in
Yeah.
there. Like I like this stone right here. Now you said these are opal, but this is almost like an opal inside of.
Well, this is the brown part of this is called ironstone. It gives the opal a lot of strength. It's different. There are like 50 different varieties of opals, and this being one. The crystal is actually what is more familiar as the opal. Like the crystal in this piece, you can see a little more prominent in this piece. This is cut diagonally. This is cut along the lines of the opal.
So do you actually cut the stones too, or do you find the
No,
stones?
we don't do any lapidary work. We pretty much design our pieces around the gemstone.
What would be a good thing to do with these?
Well, I would tell you that this is a tanzanite, which is typically a gemstone that would do better in a pendant than a ring because of the wear. This is a sapphire, which would do fine in a ring. You see a lot of rings with sapphires, or a pendant, or any other type of jewelry. And this is actually have to familiar. This is a garnet. A lot of people don't realize that garnet.
I've never seen a garnet that color.
Yeah, a yellow garnet. It's called a spessartite.
So what's great about this is you can come in here and you can find a stone that you like, and then you can design the gold or the platinum or whatever you want to use around it.
Yeah, we would come up with a counter sketch after talking with the customer and getting a feel for the things they like, maybe picking out an element from some other pieces or other photographs, and trying to work with that.
So look at this thing over here. Look, this is like a really difficult piece to decipher from afar. Because
this is a piece that I made. This gemstone is a precious topaz.
Look at that.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's unbelievable. Can you flip the key? Look on the side here.
And it has a little detail on the side, and that's the kind of stuff we like to do.
So how do you make something like that?
So I actually carved a wax and then cast it and finished it, set that gemstone.
So when you make the wax, then you pour the molten gold inside the wax?
Yeah, it's called the lost wax method. The wax is invested and then it's burnt out in an oven, it's dissipated, and then with a centrifuge, we cast metal back into where the wax was.
So I won't be doing this in my kitchen when I go home.
No, I did it in my basement for a long time, but yeah, I have a lot of equipment in my basement.
So this is gold?
Yes, that's 14 karat gold,
14 karat
and
gold.
that's a very nice gemstone. You see the light, how the light travels in it.
This is a fabulous piece.
Isn't that
Oh, it's
Thank
great.
you.
I like the way the stuff's spread out too, and you can find it.
Yes, Christmas is soon, by the way, okay?
Christmas is always soon when it comes to beautiful jewelry.
Yes.
Morgan's treasure.
Yeah.
Very
would you like to
beautiful
see this?
Yes,
this
I would like to see
process?
that.
Okay.
Westerville, Ohio, 2 hours from Cleveland, just a little bit northeast of Columbus, easy to get to. And when you get here, you don't need the map they gave me to find your way around, because all you gotta do is stand in the middle of the street and sort of do a 180, another 180, that's 360 degrees, and you can find it all. We started off with that beautiful Uptown Deli and Brew, visited some wonderful stores, and I gotta tell you, it's a great town. They called it the dry capital of the world. That's because of Prohibition. 9 years ago, they got out of it. This place is a party. I hope you enjoy it. We did. I'm David Moss. I'll see you at the next New Day Cleveland.